Festivus with the Compas. Now we're gonna Vic, this is about like airing our grievances, right?
Right, yes.
Sports
Sports
edition. So
edition.
Here we go.
definitely this is gonna be funny. What is something that happened this sports year that you have a problem with and need aired out? So I'm gonna go with Vic first.
Me is I'm tired of hearing from small market teams in any sports about how we can't compete, we need a tank. Look at what the San Diego Padres are doing. They're out there spending money. Stop making excuses. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays or Rays now, they are able to compete every year in the tough AOEs. Go over to the NFL. The Cincinnati Bengals, they finally got things together with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. They've been able to draft well. If you can draft well, develop, you can, succeed in any sports league. Stop making excuses. If you want to tank like the Rockies, and trading away Nolan Arenado and then giving Chris Bryant a big old contract, gets hurt half the season. Stop making excuses for your franchise or why you're being cheap, and just, develop your players and draft well. As we say in our fantasy league, don't make excuses, just draft well. That's my grievance, my sports grievance for 2022.
Uh,
Uh
I,
Go ahead.
I want to say a comment because like I was just actually thinking that because I was driving in Wisconsin and going to Green Bay and I'm like, who the hell wants to live in Green Bay? And all these NFL players are just like,
Green Bay,
Look at this guy.
Wisconsin.
and I'm
Look
back
at
from
this guy
Green Bay.
bearing a whole state.
I came back from Green Bay, so it's okay. But Green Bay Packers are always, maybe not this year, but they're always competitive. They always, get people there. But maybe they draft better than they do signing players, but they still sign some guys. So yeah, the whole small market thing, like if Green Bay could do it, anybody could do it.
I don't know when's the last time they signed a big free agent.
The only one that's ever gone was Reggie White. He changed the game
Reggie White
for
from the
them.
Eagles.
Yeah,
See?
Yeah, Reggie White from the Eagles to the but that they don't
that's
have
it.
like
They
no big
signed
time free agents go there.
Zadarius Smith and the other guy for Preston
No, they
Williams.
drafted
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
No,
They
he was with
drafted him.
he was with the Ravens. Then he signed there, and then
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's not a
Charles
bad one.
Woodson went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
I think
so
you're
where
talking about
Green Bay
recent
spends
year.
a lot of money to get the guy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think, yeah, but still, like when you get there, you're like, oh, it's tradition. This is a winning program or
It's
whatever.
historic, program.
Whatever.
All right. Dan.
So this is the one that I'm angry about, right?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
You're always angry.
This one really does piss me off. I've hated this whole Cristiano Ronaldo saga. I am so just my heart is broken because he's my GOAT. I don't care what any stooge tells me. My GOAT doesn't choke in Champions League games. I'll tell you that for a dang fact. I was about to let some other words come out. My GOAT does not choke. 4 or 5 years in a row, some other idiot's GOAT choked in knockout stages, even though they were up by 2 goals in the first leg. But anyway, I have hated the fact that last year Cristiano Ronaldo goes to Manchester United, sets all types of records for jersey sales and everything else, and is playing well, mind you. He was playing well under Ollie. He was scoring. He was doing stuff. Then all of a sudden, new management comes in and they toss him aside after they already financially benefited from having the Ronaldo name at the club. And it just spun out of control now, and he was not ready for the World Cup because he was not getting minutes. He was not fit. And that's the biggest problem I have with all these stooges running their mouths about Ronaldo at the World Cup. You can't, at 37 years old, I assume you guys will agree. If not, it's cool. You can't start and stop like that. Being on the bench most of the year and then all of a sudden having to come on the pitch and start right away. Like, it doesn't work like that at 37. And the last thing I'll say about it, the only thing that I have to blame Ronaldo about, I am so angry that he left Real Madrid. Dang it, wrong side. The greatest club in the world.
That's pretty cool.
Because
actually.
I'm convinced he stays at Real Madrid. There's another three-peat. His legacy and his legend grows.
Yeah, but Vinicius and Rodrigo and all these guys might have not shined the way they've shined. And
there
Benzema
wouldn't
probably
have
doesn't
been
win
the
the
pressure
Ballon
to
d'Or.
start right away anyway. They could have learned behind the best. They would have moved him to striker anyway for Al.
We'll see. Gilbert.
Yeah. By the way, Georgina was not happy with what happened with her husband. So
Oh
I
no,
saw
I was
Oh,
pissed
tabs.
too. You don't start. Okay, I understand not starting him the first game. The second game, you're not going to take a team by surprise. You needed to start him against Morocco, and that's what happened. Have you seen the show or no?
No, but I saw like you know how Bleacher Report takes quotes from people and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo's wife wasn't happy. That's why I knew about the whole little drama.
Everyone
But
thinks
anyway,
that everyone
She has
thinks
a
Fernando
reality show on
Sanchez is going to
Netflix.
be
I
fired.
I seen like the promos, but I haven't seen the show.
Yeah, Fernando Sanchez is probably going to be fired after this. That's what I was
He
hearing all
deserves,
over the Twitter
Santos.
field.
He deserves to be fired.
Yeah, and he hears your name, Frau.
But yeah, so I keep going back and forth with the rundown. I thought about something else. One, I am annoyed with the concussion protocol in the NFL. Seeing Nelson Aguilar defend his teammate Devontae Parker when nobody else was doing it, that was great to see. But don't put teammates in that position. NFL, do better with your protocol. But that's not. I'll keep it quick. Boxing always lets me down every single day. You know how much of a boxing fan I am. Every time somebody says it's Boxing Day, I'm like, oh, it's fighting day, but it's like you're returning your gifts day, whatever.
It's holiday. It's a holiday.
Sure. We didn't get Terrence Crawford against Errol Spence Jr. Crawford was beating up on some nobody on some random network channel. I don't even know what the hell. I didn't even care. Didn't watch it. Do you know the name of the network, Fernando?
No, I have a quick question. So Gervonta Davis and
I was gonna get
Ryan Garcia, they're fighting somebody else before they fight each other.
Yes, it's so annoying. So we didn't get anything in 2022. We got a washed up. Sorry, no offense, Triple G. You're great on the show. Against Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez saying we got a boring fight with Bibble. But Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia's made us wait one more time. Like I'm not even sure the fight's gonna happen because maybe Ryan Garcia loses. Gervonta Davis can't stay out of trouble. It's just a bunch of stuff, and they always find a way to ruin it. Like Earl Spence and Terrence. Like Crawford is supposed to be the pound for pound fighter in the world, and nobody gave to whatever you could say Dan Daygo for his fight. And then you hear that his gloves, the Everlast gloves, were like cheap products. So that's how he knocked out the guy because it was just bare knuckles. It's just a whole mess in boxing. All we see is the freaking YouTubers and Jake Paul and Mayweather's going to Dubai, just fighting a bunch of nobodies. And yeah, we're not getting anything. Like we can't even get Tyson.
Over
Just fought somebody too.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah, we can't see Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk because it's just a bunch of stuff with boxing. I'm done. I got problems with
Gilbert
boxing.
wants to watch Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather too.
No.
Then you see all the drama in the MMA world, dude.
And they just at least they fight each other, but whatever. I'm done. Taking all the time here.
I don't know. I don't know what. I guess saying stuff for clicks is what pisses me off. Like I understand the whole like I understand why people do it when your show is ranked 67th and you have nothing really to say, and so you take off one narrative, you think your numbers are going to improve. Not just that. I'm talking about everybody in general. Like just saying stuff for clicks is just honestly annoying, and it kind of takes away from journalistic integrity, which is stuff that Gilbert and I both learned. Vic, I think you majored in journalism as well.
Yes, I do.
So I mean, we all learned about that, even though our teachers were about our teachers were, I mean, I remember all my teachers were all old. They didn't know about social media. They didn't know anything about that, but they did teach us about journalistic integrity and about making sure that don't be first, be right, all that kind of stuff. So I just feel like we're at that point where we're at the tipping point with journalism where it's just become a facade. 1, 2, I think every dork and idiot out there with a laptop and a microphone think that they're journalists too. That's another thing that pisses me off because I see some people online who are whatevers and they're like, oh, I'm a journalist. Like, no, you're not. You didn't go to school for this. Like, yeah, it may look easy, but it's not. It takes a lot of hard work. You have to climb you have to climb a lot to make it to where you're at, and it's not that easy. So I guess journalism in general pissed me off in 2022, and I hope that we get better, but I don't see with all the social media and all the facade and all this crap, I don't see it getting better, but hopefully it does because geez, like some of these people, like they'd rather be famous than be journalists, and I'm not about that. So I'm definitely that's what I guess pissed me off this year.
That's a good one. I could say plenty of things about that, but the one that really bothers me is when people pretend that they have sources and they're always like tweeting like, "Oh man, I wish I could tell you guys what I know. There's something brewing here, but I can't say anything."
Yeah,
We saw that
exactly.
last year. We saw
Just
that
shut up,
last year
please.
before the Raider game.
Yeah, so
Yeah, there's always something like they want to be reporters and like, no, just shut up. Okay, let's move
yeah,
on.
no,
It-
and I mean, I remember that one kid that a couple of years ago from USC that was like, "Oh, Kawhi Leonard's about to sign with the Lakers," and like
Oh,
he had
yeah.
everybody believing that, and he gained so many followers, and then all of a sudden, Kawhi signs with the Clippers, and all hell broke loose. But hey, deservedly so. If you're gonna come out here and bullshit the way he was, you deserve the crap that you're gonna get. All right, so let's move on to a Festivus miracle. What's one sports moment this year that took you completely by surprise? Vic.
Alex Pereira defeating Adesanya. Is that how you say his name?
Adesanya.
Israel Adesanya.
Easy.
Yeah, like
That's the Brazilian
easy.
guy, right? The big
Yeah.
old dude.
Yeah.
No, he's from
Yeah.
New Zealand.
No,
Oh no,
the one
yeah,
that beat him. Yeah, beat him.
yes, yeah, at UFC 281. Going in, like I thought this was gonna be like the movie The Great White Hope with Damon Wayans and Alec Berg, I think is the actor's name, where you have it in The Great White Hope, you have the Mike Tyson type of fighter who has to face someone that defeated him in the amateurs, and you're just making a spectacle out of it. Damon Wayans decides he's not gonna take him seriously, just gets fat, still beats him. I thought that's what it was gonna be. Turns out Pereira was like, hell no, like I what I did against him in the kickboxing world was actually for real. He goes out there, knocks him out in the 5th round, and now is the middleweight champion of the world. So for me, that was a shocking result.
Dan.
Oh, it was glorious. First off, I was proctoring the AP test, so I had to be extremely quiet. But watching the greatest club in the world right there, get a good look at it. Real Madrid playing Manchester City at home in the second leg of the semifinal of the Champions League tournament. Down by 2 goals. On comes Rodrigo and a freaking miracle of a game. They scored what, Frau, in like the 85th and the 90 plus?
No. It was in the 89th and in the 92nd.
80, whatever he said, the numbers.
89th.
89th and the 92nd minute, send it to overtime. And don't worry, lads, I'll spoil the ending. Guess who won the Champions League? Real Madrid, number 14, greatest club in the world. Barcelona will always be in the shadows. Real Madrid, that was mine. I loved it. I was so fired up. Because all the haters, I just went like this. You got nothing to say. Who are you?
Somebody above you wants to say something.
You got nothing to say.
Where was I for this game? I never heard of this match.
Yeah, because you're a stooge who refuses to watch.
And you can never ever bring up Real Madrid with all the best players in the world and all the money you could have in a miracle
Really?
game. Get out of
Really?
here.
This tells me everything.
They don't have oil money like all these other teams.
Manchester City has a blank check. Newcastle United now has a blank check. PSG has a blank check. And guess who he's defeated on the way?
Look what
It's not my lane. Who cares? I don't need to hear
PSG, Thibaut Courtois stopped Messi's penalty. Donde está Leo Messi?
All right.
We're fired up.
Gilbert, what was yours?
Look at you.
I'm surprised nobody's taking Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. Where's Messi? Exactly. But yeah, I'm surprised. As a soccer fan, they lost that one. Now they're going to the championship game. Watch Compas FC because Fernando doesn't put out any shows.
It's happening tonight. Don't worry about it. It's dropping. Don't worry.
As you guys know, I am a boxing fan. You might have heard of that a couple times on the show already. But
program.
Shout out to Dimitri Bivol, man. He pretty much shut me up about beating Canelo Alvarez. And then I kept saying, like, Canelo could beat him the second time. I think Canelo just was in, like, ready. And then Bivol goes and beats another Mexican, shuts him down. Gilberto Matocayo, Zurdo Romero just destroyed him. Bivol a real deal. I'm tired of doubting that guy. He's a fighter of the year. But that fight against Canelo really surprised me. I thought he was just a really skillful guy, but being a bunch of chumps, no, he's a real deal. So I'm done talking about him.
I'm gonna go. That's why I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Ooh. I don't think anybody saw that happening. I know that the Cincinnati Bengals had beaten the Chiefs earlier in the season, Well, you know what? He did. Remember, he told you and Danny, "Hey, like they're gonna beat him."
No, he
Hello?
chose the Bengals because I went and got KC. He's like, oh, I'll go the other way.
No, that's not true.
But yeah, I think that that definitely is the game that I would choose. I think that was a really good game. Obviously, like I said, Kansas City gets upset by second year. Heck, even maybe almost he was still kind of a rookie because he only got to play a couple of games his rookie year before he tore his ACL. But very good game, big upset, and I think that's why right now I think he's 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes, and he kind of has that energy moving forward. So that's mine. All right. So obviously, this is so this is the last question, I believe. Which tag team Christmas movie characters wins a battle royal?
Royale.
Royale.
How do you want to do this, Gil?
Just pick your favorite. Just list them. So
Can I pick my own? Is that okay?
Oh, that's
I know
cool
you
with
have
me
a
too.
list.
I had a
All right,
couple
cool.
options, but Fernando gives a list if you want, and then if Victor wants to go with other, that's cool too.
Okay, right now the list is John McClane and Ralphie from Christmas Story, and obviously we all know who John McClane is. Yippee-ki-yay. Willie Stoke and Bad Santa, obviously, and Kevin McAllister, Harry and Marv from Home Alone, The Grinch, and Ebenezer Scrooge. Those are some of the choices. Obviously, Vic, the producer, says he has his own. Dan, do you understand what's going on?
I think so, but I think I might
You
have
have
my
to-
own too.
You have to choose a tag team to try and win
Yeah,
a
I got
battle
it.
royal. All right, Vic, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go with someone I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna go with Billy Ray Valentine and
I thought you were
Louis
going to say Billy
Winthorpe.
Ray Cyrus.
No, the two characters from Trading Places, just because they took down the Dukes. So that's who I'm gonna go with. Those two guys getting together and scheming to get the report, the crops report was brilliant. They went undercover, worked together. So they're my tag team partners for a Christmas holiday takedown or battle royale. Sorry, Gil.
Dan.
Mine is simple. The Grinch #1 because he is like the freaking Hulk. He can toss trees like nothing. So he should go join those Scottish games and he'll freaking kill it. The other one is going to be Jack Skellington because the guy's already dead. He can literally take off his skull or his head and recite Shakespearean quotations. So that's who I'm going with.
Gilbert.
You know what? I'm gonna go with chemistry here. The Wet Bandits, right? Harry and Marv. They know each other well. I know they lost that one to Kevin
They're
McAllister.
0-2.
I guess two. Just pretend they're like in
Junior.
soccer terms. Argentina needed to lose a couple to Saudi Arabia, and now they're back. Okay, but chemistry goes a long way in a battle royale. We're just tossing people. You don't need to have a bunch of tricks like that cheater Kevin McAllister. So Harry and Marv win this battle royale for me.
I already won this thing. I'm going to go with Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Big Show from Jingle All the Way.
I literally just told you one of my characters is already dead. You can't kill him. You can't hurt him. The Grinch would toss his ass.
I'm going to
You have
go
no chemistry like my group.
No, you know what? No, I'm going to go.
You can't change. It's a lock. It's a lock.
I'm going to go with Turbo Man and the Santa Claus. So I'm going to go Tim Allen as the Santa Claus, and I'm going to go Turbo Man.
The murderer.
Turbo Man as Arnold Schwarzenegger. So there you go. Turbo Man and the Santa Claus.
I get Turbo Man and Booster.
No, nobody likes Booster.
No.
Everybody likes Sinbad though.
Yeah, he's an
I love in that scene where they're like, and here goes Turbo Man's arch enemy, Dementor, and he's flipping off the crowd. They're like, what the hell?
He stole the show 100%.
What's going on? He's over
a
here
good show.
He's just flipping everybody off. It's hilarious, but
okay. Well, last thing, guys, before we leave, I just want to say the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey sucks, overrated. I'd rather watch a cartoon any day. Dr. Seuss back in the day, the cartoon version is so much better. I'm done.
No, it's not. You know why? Because it's dull.